Hey everybody, welcome to Module 14, your second to last module in this class. So hopefully you get to wrap up a little bit early. Most classes are 16 weeks long. I only have 15 modules, so I'm trying to give you a break before your final exam. But this class, I'm sure, has been a challenge. Lots of reading, lots of videos, very heavy subject matter, doom and gloom, attack on this person, destruction of that person or group. And it can be very heavy to take all of this in one semester, and I understand that. But hopefully out of the class you've become quite a bit more informed on the complexity of terrorism, the threats that are still around today, and hopefully walk away a little safer, a little more determined to keep those you love safe, and maybe even some ideas about careers. But really, to me, there's no better way to end a course on a very difficult topic than to look toward the future of how we prevent such tragic events from happening in the first place. So counterterrorism is really one of the most lucrative fields of specialization in the military, in law enforcement, emergency management, because those goals are very far-reaching, and you can apply that training to so many scenarios, not just terrorist attacks. So whether you're working in media or in tactical things, legal or policy things, we can all be a little more prepared today than we were yesterday. So we're going to go further into terrorism deterrence this week, and I'm going to detail to you some of your readings and videos with some suggestions, and then we're going to spend a lot of time on your activity for this week and give you some suggestions on how to be successful. So we're going to be looking specifically at the aviation industry and the TSA, the Transportation Security Administration, that does all the security screenings at all U.S. major airports. Okay, and there's a film you're going to watch called Please Remove Your Shoes, which looks at airport security and different improvements that have been made since 9/11 with critiques. And so this asks you to consider whether these changes have been necessary, whether you think they're effective, and so forth. This is one of my favorite films of the class because it's very applied and very realistic, and so many of us travel on airplanes today. It's just so prolific that this kind of hits close to home for so many of us. As far as your readings are concerned, you just have the Hoffman text, Chapter 9, Terrorism Today and Tomorrow, Force Multipliers, that really looks toward the future and even makes some predictions. And then you have two shorter articles that have to do with the West's counterterrorism strategy and deterring the terrorist. This echoes a little bit of some of the themes we saw in the European modules, parts 1, 2, and 3, so you're going to see some themes coming up there again. Finally, your videos, overview of the module, which you're watching right now, and then please remove your shoes. And this is in our course reserves link. If you have any trouble accessing this film, let me know, but I have a direct link to it right here in the tab. So again, just let me know if you have any problems with the film, because you'll definitely get some final exam questions on it for sure. So make sure you take some notes, especially when we look at different groups, whether they are military, intelligence, air marshals, law enforcement, TSA, and so forth. But finally, let's spend a little bit of time on your activity for the week. This is not a quiz, it's much more creative. So you're going to kind of provide a debriefing, okay? So this is called the Counterterrorism Initiative's PowerPoint assignment. So here are the instructions. You are the head of a major counterterrorism agency, and I list a few here to think about. And the president has called you to the White House to discuss counter-terrorist initiatives against a prominent terrorist group of your choosing and provide a plan debriefing. What are you going to do about this group, and how can you contain or eliminate the threat? Okay, so you only get so many slides, 8 to 10 slides. You only get so many minutes of the president's time, so you have to be very deliberate and concise about what you're going to do. You don't want to shove so much text on a PowerPoint slide that it overwhelms people, but just really hit those highlights. So these are the kind of things you want to cover. So first, choose a specific terrorist group or organization that is a threat to the United States or Europe. And briefly, in 1 to 2 slides, describe their attack methods and the threat that they pose. Use another slide that details a short, realistic counterterrorism plan in response to that organization or group, rationalizing your decisions with course materials clearly cited. And anything in the course is fair game here. There are a lot of different things you can use. In another slide, you want to describe the primary objectives of this initiative, what you're hoping to accomplish. And there's a lot of things you could be hoping to accomplish. Maybe eliminate their communications, maybe freeze their assets and budgets, maybe eliminate the leader of the group, isolate the movement or migration tracking. It might be border security. You might be trying to do some de-radicalization stuff. I don't know, but it could be a lot of different goals, and you get to choose which goal you want to pursue and describe how that's going to deal with that threat. So then the final one, which is where a lot of the good stuff is that I'm looking for, is how plausible is this plan? Are there legal ramifications, public safety concerns, budget requirements? And you might want to consider legal ramifications, which include constitutional law and its counterparts if you're doing Europe, like Amendments 4, 5, 6, 8, and 14. These are our criminal justice amendments that we have that talk about things like due process, searches and seizures, that talk about self incrimination and those kind of things. And so pay attention to what you might need to be thinking about as far as how this may play out. You could also look at the Warsaw Convention on Prevention of Terrorism, and I have a link there for you to look at, and or the U.S. Patriot Act and other relevant international statutes. Now I have some links to Patriot Act summaries in your final module, Module 16. So you might need to go forward a module and go grab some of that material so that you can take a look. I don't assign it this week, but you could use it for the project. Make sure you use proper grammar and spelling, as well as a references slide on the very end for all your sources that you use in APA citation style. So this should be like a culminating project demonstrating your mastery of your concepts learned throughout the semester. Should be fun. You can use images, you can use video if you want to, although it's kind of hard to embed video. It's not required to use images and video. I just want you to accomplish these kinds of things. So provide a short PowerPoint, 8 to 10 slides, detailing your plan, turn it into Canvas by the due date. And the point of this is to get creative, get away from the monotony of quizzes and exams, and have fun. So pull lots of different skills and apply level mastery to this project. So don't forget to cite, and I look forward to seeing your projects. I think this should be a lot more fun. So we'll see you later.